Welcome everyone to It's Vinylly Mine's vinyl countdown. Yes, well, okay, final vinyl countdown. Sorry, got a little carried away with my vinyl, as I do around here. And today I've got one special for you. Now this is one that is not a new release. This is a older release, but it is a gem that I found amongst a soundtrack collection at the this one I got at the Eroding Winds record store in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Shout out to them. They are like my supplier, man. They just I get a lot of my vinyl from them, and this one, man, I lucked out running across this one. Yes, we're talking about Alex North's score to Dragonslayer. It's the original motion picture soundtrack to Dragonslayer. Now, this was released on March 10th of 1983, and it is catalog number LXSE 2-001 from Southern Cross Records. And I'm very excited to bring you this because this isn't just a regular release. No, this is a limited release pressing from '83. How cool is that? Now, if you're not familiar with Alex North has done a lot of very memorable soundtracks, but also, Alex North was one that was composing music for Stanley Kubrick's 2001. But if you know how that goes, yeah, they decided to stick with the temp tracks and such that made the 2001 soundtrack so epic. So what North did with this soundtrack was he had 6 weeks to compose the score, and it features rejected bits of his score from Stanley Kubrick's 2001. So, yeah, very excited to bring you this. Now, enough of the babble. Let's get up and close personal with this limited release of the Dragonslayer soundtrack from Alex North. So here we are. I love this, really. I mean, it's in such great condition too, but here we have our wonderful logo for Dragonslayer in the middle, original motion picture soundtrack, composed and conducted by Alex North. Now, what's interesting is up here, audiophile master recording, and it's a half-speed mastered, imported JVC super vinyl pressing, and we'll get to that in a minute, and it's a 45 RPM extended range recording. So this is for '83, this is a very special high quality pressing. I did some digging and I discovered, and this is what I love about vinyl, is you get these older vinyls and you start digging and you just learn so much. And just scratching the surface, but basically the imported JVC super vinyl pressing, super vinyl was JVC Japan's high quality vinyl that got, high quality recordings and pressings from. Because in the US, they were doing mass recordings and, mass pressings on recycled vinyl. And as they did more and more pressings, like millions of copies, they would have a degradation in quality. So Japan went the opposite route, and they came up with a secret formula. JVC, I apparently never released the secret formula to their super vinyl pressing, but it was supposed to have less noise, less sound, less pops, less hits, and be more durable for more plays. And yeah, so very interested to listening to this. Now, if we look at the box, we have our spine here, Dragonslayer, we have the title there, and on the back in white with the catalog number, and there's no listing on the back. It's a silver box backing. So we'll open the inside. Now this is what made me really want to really get this and spend probably a little more money than I had planned, but check this out. It's got the original paper in it as well. So this, again, stating it's an audiophile master recording, and there's our track listing. They do it in this continued text here, which is very interesting. And then Dragonslayer in the movie credits, and then the album credits along with catalog number, date of release, and pressing number. They only did 2,500 pressings of this and an authorized signature. And it even says right there, limited edition to 2,500 number pressings, which was also common when they were doing pressings on JVC Super Vinyl. They would do limited runs of these. And so the fact that we not only got this thing 40 some years later, but it's got the original paper in it, I love it. I love it. There's nothing on the back of it, but right there, in handwriting, no less. That's what I love, is that it's written in hand, in ink, you know. And then here's our vinyl, which is wonderful. It lets you know it's 45 RPM and the Dragonslayer logo in there. And it's the same label on all of these. It's the pink color with the green text on it. And they label these A, B, C, and D. So they're in sequential order. And yeah, very excited to talk about this pressing when I listen to it. So we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and I will let you know which tracks I enjoy, what is interesting about this soundtrack, and a little bit more about the story behind it. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, looking for even more content? Then why not head on over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/specialmarkproductions, where we have 3 affordable tiers that will get you access to the conversation before the conversation of the spoiler room, get an exclusive VIP episode each month that you vote for the spoiler room, and you can also get early access to our videos and so much more. So head on over there, because the more we can do there, the more we can do here. And we are back, everyone, from listening to the original motion picture soundtrack to Dragonslayer from Alex North. And yeah, that audiophile master recording is so good. This sounded so crisp yet. I mean, 43 years later almost, and this record feels like it was just off the press. It's none background noise at all. Maybe just a few little tiny pops, but not at all. I mean, this was not only did this record get held in very good condition by the original owner, but in general, that quality just comes through to where it sounded so wonderful. I loved it. And this is an unusual score, because it's not like your Willow, where, you know, or your Alan Quartermain or something, where you have this big, or even like Mortal Engines that we reviewed. You know, there isn't really a bombastic hero theme in here. Even when we get first off to the, Erlander's Mission main title, it's darker, it's a bit chaotic. You can kind of hear the themes in there, but it's definitely interesting to hear that the theme in here, the concepts. And there's actually 5 major thematic concepts that apparently Alex North worked into here. There's the suffering of the Erlanders, which is what you hear on that Erlander's Mission in the opening title. And then there's a magic motif that's worked and woven throughout the different tracks. There's the amulet, which is definitely a major part of the plot. The sacrificial virgins, which I think is an interesting concept to work in here. And the relationship between Galen and Valerian, which it makes the most sense after listening to this, you know, hearing that one as well. So interesting that he took those 5 major thematic concepts and kind of wove them together. And a lot of these tracks are you know, layers of sound, you know, very kinetic, sounds playing like on top of each other at times and that, or right after another, but not the ones you might expect. So I thought it was very interesting that while you have those themes in here, they don't just get like their own standalone theme in here, except for the Valerian and Galen's romance that you have in here. That track stands out. That one really is like, oh, okay, I hear it there. I believe that one's in on the track on side 2, side B. And yeah, you can hear that part in there. You know, that one has a stuff. But the rest of this, like Forest Romp on side A again, that one is crazy. It's playful though. A lot of the tracks at the beginning are darker and chaotic. This is a very playful, like circus almost type theme, you know, gesture type sound, which is fitting for the scene that it was in. So I thought those tracks for sure were definitely ones that stood out to me, and then as well as the one that is the Elspeth at the Stake. That one's very action-packed and very like driving, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And that one here is a combination of actually like 3 tracks on this. So, and then the final one is the White Horse and Into the Sunset. That's not your traditional sounding end credits sequence, but you can hear that it is meant to be that kind of final bookend in the soundtrack to everything that's going on, because it's probably the most heroic. There's not a huge amount of like full heroic themes in here either, which I thought was a very interesting approach to this. So yeah, very excited here. This JVC Super Vinyl definitely is gorgeous and lives up to its hype of being able to resist wear and tear, and it comes through on this. I am so happy I found this copy. Now, La La Land did do a 40th anniversary release, and that one was in 2023, obviously, and that one had 13 more minutes total of music versus this pressing. It had 13 more minutes. About 7 of that was bonus tracks, and the other 7, close to 7 minutes of that, were extended versions of some of the tracks on this soundtrack, if you're interested. There was also a version that came out in 2010, and they did release this, I think they released this in 1990 on CD as well. Not 100% of them, but on the date, but it did come out on CD as well. So it has a bit of a history, a very interesting history, and it's a very interesting piece to have as part of my collection. So thank you so much for a wonderful year. This is our last video on the channel here. You probably won't see another one until we get to the spoiler room on Sunday. Everybody have a happy new year. Have a safe and fun celebration. Thank you for making 2025 one of our biggest yet. We grew in so many subscribers on this channel, and it means a lot to me. So thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. The Dragonslayer original motion picture soundtrack from 1983. It's finally mine, and I'll catch you on the flip side.